everybody, welcome to the Conflict Urge, where we look beneath the surface of conflict to understand what is really happening, what is at stake, and what it takes to move forward. I'm Tisha Tyler. Today we're looking at the growing conflict at FIFA, and one question leaders everywhere need to ask. When a leadership conflict is really a governance conflict, is changing the leader enough? FIFA President Gianni Infantino is facing growing criticism tied to questions about transparency, decision-making, and term limits. From the outside, it may look like a leadership conflict. People are questioning the leader, their calls for accountability. There's a disagreement about decisions and who had a voice in making them. And when that happens, the instinct is often simple. Remove the leader. Replace the leader. Find someone better. And sometimes that is necessary. But changing the person without changing the system is not a solution. It's simply a pause. A governance problem asks a different question. Who had the authority to make this decision? Who knew about it before it was announced? Who had a real opportunity to challenge it? What information was shared and what was kept out of view? And what happens when the people responsible for oversight are too dependent on, too close to, or maybe even too afraid to challenge the person with the most power? That's not just a FIFA question. That is a board question, a nonprofit question, a workplace question, a family business question. Over the years, I've seen organizations spend months focused on one difficult leader while avoiding the more uncomfortable truth. The structure allowed the problem to grow and fester. Maybe people stopped speaking honestly because they learned it would cost them something, a price they weren't willing to pay. Maybe decisions were being made in a small circle while everyone else was expected to carry things out, regardless of the consequences. Maybe policies existed, but there was no real accountability behind them. That is how trust breaks down. Not always through one dramatic act, sometimes through a series of decisions that teach people their voice does not matter. So, if you are leading an organization, serving on a board, or working inside of a system where trust feels thin, don't just ask, who is the problem? Ask, what conditions made this possible? What would have to change so that this does not simply happen again and again with a different person? Because good governance is not about making leaders powerless. It is about making power visible, accountable, and responsibly shared. If you change the leader but do not change the system, what exactly have you fixed? That is the conflict beneath the conflict. I'm Tisha Tyler, and this is the Conflict Whisperer.